Definitely getting closer. Here's the latest on LeBron. Something refreshing, by the way, happened that I want to compliment some Laker fans on in regards to LeBron. I'll do that in just a second. LeBron James on track to practice with the Lakers G League team. So JJ Redick said, this was yesterday before the Lakers took on the Hornets, that he'll be in workouts that will happen later in the week because South Bay team is off yesterday. So later in the week, he'll be part of some workouts. James has yet to practice with the Lakers this season after developing sciatica near the start of training camp. The team has refused to put a timetable on James' recovery. The Lakers, let's see what else we got here. Obviously, there's been a lot of chatter and conversation about him coming back in mid-November. He's not going to play on this road trip. The Lakers' next home game is on November 18th, a week from today. So I guess the question just comes down to, will LeBron play November 18th against Utah? Or does he not play and they have 5 days off and they don't play again until November 23rd at Utah? But it feels like the trajectory is going to be some point over the next, call it 10 days, there could be a good chance that LeBron is coming back. But the conversation is starting. He's obviously going to do some work with the South Bay Lakers, with the G League team, and we could be getting LeBron back sooner or later. Here's a question I have for everybody as LeBron gets closer. I think there's a few, I guess, angles I would take here. Clearly, the Lakers 8-3 without LeBron James have done a phenomenal job. To be 8-3 without LeBron, that doesn't make any sense. They've had role players step up, give them a lot of credit. The stars have been the stars. And for the Lakers to have real success this season, they need a healthy LeBron. They don't need to rush LeBron back. And hopefully, the more the Lakers have won and had some success, LeBron also feels like, okay, hey, great. I don't have to rush back here. I could take my time. I could do this the right way. In years past, it always seemed like LeBron had to be on the floor. Clearly for the Lakers right now, when you got Luka and Austin Reeves and these role players, he doesn't have to rush back. They're still winning games. The real question for me is, what are the changes when LeBron returns? What are the changes that happens to the Lakers when he does come back? Let me throw some examples your way here. What happens to the starting lineup? Who gets less playing time? What happens to Austin Reeves and kind of his contributions? Does he get a little bit more phased out? What happens, I guess you could say, close games or to close out games, who is that closing five? Is it Marcus Smart? Is it Rui Hachimura? Lakers are going to have options. So I think it's going to be great to get LeBron back. I think those that think that LeBron's going to ruin the chemistry or they're going to screw up the team, I don't think you have substance behind what you're saying. That's me personally. I think if the Lakers want to achieve the goals they're hoping for, LeBron's got to be there and he's got to be healthy, period. I don't think there's anything after that, period. He's got to be there. But I think there are going to be some changes when he comes back. And that part's going to be interesting to me. Does Marcus Smart stay in the starting lineup? Does Rui stay in the starting lineup? You're closing out a game. What's it look like? Does Austin Reeves' numbers come down pretty significantly because he's just got the ball less in his hands? Does it affect nothing? Do Reeves and Luka kind of continue to drive the offense and LeBron just does whatever he needs to do and LeBron will find ways to contribute? Those are all questions that will eventually be answered. And this is a great problem to have if you're the Lakers. I've heard people say, I don't need to see Gabe Vincent back. Maxi Kleber, I don't care. Guys, I want everybody back. You want options. And LeBron obviously is not one of those players, but JJ Redick needs to be able to look down the bench and say to himself, I can play 5 different styles because all these different players that I have that offer something different. Yesterday doing the postgame show in Vando, somebody was saying that you can't have Vando in the games anymore. All right, be selective when you have Vando. There's going to be nights Vando plays 8 minutes. There's going to be nights he plays 15 minutes. Probably not going to play any more than that. You need all these guys. I think I think obviously for JJ Redick, he needs the option of all of these players. He needs that option. All right. Let's see a couple of the comments here. By the way, just a quick quote. Luka was asked yesterday about LeBron when he comes back. He said, "We can't wait. All of us can't wait. It's Bron. So it's always good to have him back, hopefully soon." So, Luka, just a little bit of a quick reaction to potentially getting LeBron back sooner than later. All right, let's look here. Alex, I don't know if it's the best comp, but I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say. It's tough to compare baseball and basketball, but I know the root of what you're trying to say. The root of what you're trying to say, the more depth you have, the better. The more depth you have, the better. So, I get the angle. It's really tough to compare the two sports because the two sports are wildly different. I know sometimes people want to compare Lakers and the Dodgers because of ownership, but you just can't. I mean, there are some things you can compare, but you can't compare because they can't go out there. The new ownership of the Lakers can't follow the similar blueprint of how they put a roster together in baseball. Now they can do it from a front office perspective and go get the best of the best in coaching and scouts and all that other stuff. There are some similarities, but not necessarily on a roster. All right. Hey, Slee, do you think the Lakers have pieces to play a high tempo game versus the Thunder at times or control tempo? Let me save this. I'll talk about the Thunder in a second here. By the way, I got someone tomorrow who will be helping us cover the Lakers and the Thunder. So I'm looking forward to that. I got confirmation on it a little bit earlier today. Yeah, I got a beat writer for the Oklahoma City Thunder that's going to join the show coming up tomorrow. So you want Lakers and a Thunder preview? Tune in tomorrow and we'll make it happen. All right, let's look at more here. OKC annoying. I don't think they're annoying. I think they're just good. I think there's a little hate going towards them, obviously for reasons because they're having a lot of success. Okay, let me look at a couple. I like this too. It's Bron. Yeah, that's the piece of Luka's quote that stood out to me when he's talking about LeBron. Hey, what do you think of him coming back? It's Bron. You know what I said was something that I said was refreshing to hear. Let me read one more here real quick. LeBron significantly raises the floor and the ceiling. It's a fantasy to say we are better without Bron. Let me tell you something that was refreshing to hear. So I told you guys over the weekend, I put out a LeBron video, and it was basically a clip that I grabbed from Friday's show. A lot of times I'll take individual clips from the live show that I do, and I'll put a clip out separately, 8 minutes long, 10 minutes long, that just kind of isolates one subject. Last week on Friday, I basically said, all right, give me all the LeBron haters. Let's have a conversation. What are you bitching and complaining about LeBron? And I went into my little rant, read off some of, the complaints that people had about LeBron. I put that video up. I isolated it. Let me tell you what was refreshing from my perspective. I put out that video, and that video, I was reading some of the comments to that video. By the way, over 200 comments from that video. You know why that's important to make mention of is because LeBron still sells, period. LeBron is still, box office. LeBron is still front page news. He still is. Whether you like it or not, he still is. But what was refreshing about reading some of those comments, damn, were there a lot of people that were basically like, if you hate on LeBron for being a Laker, and if you hate on LeBron and think that this guy is not going to help the team win, and if you hate on LeBron thinking he's going to hurt the chemistry, there were a lot of people on there. It's like, it's a stupid argument. That was refreshing to me because I think what happens sometimes is you see comments and a negative comment might outshine other people's comments, or it might just be louder than other people's comments. But when I looked at the totality of these comments, like, hey, do a lot of people think LeBron's going to hurt the Lakers? Do a lot of people think that he is going to hurt the chemistry, that he's going to do this, do that? By the time I got reading to a handful of those comments, I'm like, nope. Most people on here were Laker fans that were saying it's a dumb argument to think LeBron's not going to help the Lakers, or it's a dumb argument to think that he's going to hurt their chemistry. And part of it was just watching what he did last season once Luka got here. That to me was refreshing. That was refreshing to see. That was refreshing to hear. So, anyways, that doesn't mean that people can't disagree. That doesn't mean that people can't still think that, they have their own mindset of what LeBron will bring to the table when he comes back. I just vehemently disagree, if I pronounce that right. Thank you very much for watching the clip. Just want to give a shout out here to one of our partners, the Wallace Firm. They are official injury attorney of the Sliwa Show and Hoops Talk, the entire channel. If you are ever in a need, and I hope you're not, but some type of serious injury with yourself or a family member of yours, I would like to personally help you by introducing you to the best in the business, Brad Wallace and the Wallace Firm. Also got a URL out here that you can use as well. Just go to wallacewins.com/Sliwa. Thank you for their partnership, and thank you for being a part of the Sliwa Show.